Everyone, welcome to Discrete Mathematics course. My name is Anna Tomskova and I will be your teacher during this semester. You all know that unfortunately we have to proceed this semester online. And in this introductory lecture, I'll tell you how we are going to work during this online study. The first thing, let's discuss the way how we are going to communicate. And the first thing that you have to know is that you all have to have Telegram somewhere. It can be your computer, smartphone, doesn't matter. And the first thing that you have to do, you have to join the following Telegram channel. You can see the name here, DM 2020 IoT. And in this channel, I will upload all important material for the course, all news, the instructions for the exams, and so on. So please join as soon as possible. Secondly, we will have a group, Telegram group, where we will discuss some important questions about organization, maybe solving some questions, and so on. So the Telegram group, the name of this is the same name with chat at the end. Also, please join this group. Next thing, if you have a question and maybe you don't want to write it in a group, this is fine if you write me a personal message in Telegram, okay? This is absolutely fine. And my name in Telegram is here at Tomskova Anna. Okay, if you have any questions, please write me a message without hesitations. Also, you can use email, of course. My email is here, a.tomskova@inha.tuz. And also we'll organize Zoom meetings. Again, will be announced in Telegram channel, where we will also discuss some questions there. Okay? And let's choose a time for communication. Let's respect each other. And for me, this is good if you write me any day from Monday to Saturday, including Saturday, and any time from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Except exam weeks. You know that week 8 and week 16 are exam weeks. During these weeks, the questions only about some organization will be appropriate, no about mathematics, okay? And what can be a reason to communicate? Any question is the reason. So if you have any question, please write me a message or write your question in the group, whatever. So don't leave your questions unanswered, okay? And there are also special instructions. When you talk to me, please try to identify yourself. I must know who I talk with, okay? So the good way is to name your account with ID and surname, so I know that you are you. Or you can each time type your ID and surname. This is also an option, okay? So let's now discuss the grading system for this semester. So as usual, you will have two exams. This is midterm exam. This is on week 8. And your final exam, this is week 16. And midterm will cost you 40 points, and the same for final exam, also 40 points. These two exams are crucially important for you because 40 points, this is 40% of the final grade. Okay, so please remember this. The rest, 20 points, will go to quizzes, 10 points. We'll talk about quizzes in more details later. And activity, also 10 points. What about the activity? Activity points will come from your questions. So, for example, you did your homework and you have questions, you ask this question, so will be your activity during semester. So it can be in Telegram, it can be in Zoom meeting, so it can be in email, doesn't matter. Okay, so this is your activity, will come from your questions. And of course, if you don't have any questions after lectures or after doing your homework, it means that it can mean only two things, right? The first thing, that you did nothing, right? It means that you don't deserve these activity points. And a second thing, it can be that you know everything. And you know everything and you don't have any questions. So you can say, okay, I never had questions, why I can lose this activity points. If you know everything, I know that there are such students, and I have really respect to these students who can solve everything without asking questions and so on. For these students, I have an offer, a special offer. If you get, let's say, 40 points for midterm and 40 points on the final exam, you get A+. So this is approximately 100. So if you perfectly know everything and you are so self-confident, you can ignore quizzes and activity and write midterm and final exam for 40 points, you will automatically get A+. Okay? But even if you get 39 here, for example, it means that you break this offer and it doesn't work anymore, okay? So only 40 points will work. Alright, so this is about the grading, and also you will have homework, and for homework there are no points. However, homework is important for your preparation for your study. And the important thing is attendance. And in this semester, attendance will be weekly attendance. And the attendance will be taken from the quizzes which you upload on eClass. When you upload a quiz, there will be points for quizzes separately, and also from the same quiz, I'll mark your attendance, okay, for this week. And there are no points for attendance, no points. But if you will have 5 absences, it means automatically fail. So please remember this. Each time, each week, you have to upload something on eClass. If you even is not able to solve a quiz, just attach maybe empty list. I don't know, list with your name and your surname, okay? And your ID. So this is about attendance. And overall, so you can get 100 points. So how we see from here, 40, 40, 10 and 10. Overall is 100, with a special offer for people who can write midterm and final exam perfectly well. And what about the grading? In this semester, the grading is absolute. It means that your grade will depend only on number of points that you get. And here you can see the grades for number of points. For example, A+ will get people who will get from 95 to 100. And so on. And to pass the course, you need to get at least 60. Anything which is below 60 will be F, okay? So also please remember this. This is not an easy task to get 60 points in this course. The course is quite hard itself. Therefore, please try to work as hard as you can, beginning from the first week, not from the, 2 weeks before the midterm. No. You should start today, study this course, and try to get your 60 points. Okay? So this is about grading. Let's now talk about things that the material that you will get in this semester. So the first thing, you will get recorded video lectures, like this lecture, for example. And these lectures you can find, first of all, every week it will be uploaded, every week on Monday, before maybe 12 p.m. And the lectures will be uploaded online in ha.us. This is TAS6 website of our university, and from there you can download the video. So this is quite convenient, I know, for many of you. Also, you will get video lectures in Telegram channel, which I just announced. And you can also find my lectures in YouTube. Okay, so I know that maybe for many of you it's not easy to get these video lectures because of the internet. If you are not able to get the lectures, it will be really hard for you to follow the course. Of course, another option except video lectures is a book. But this is not a good option, believe me. This option is, so this is a book and not a good option. So this is in your interest to get the video lectures. If you don't have enough gigabytes, you can maybe ask your friends to download the lecture and share with you on a memory stick, for example. So try to find a way. If you tried everything and you still are not able to get video lectures, please write me an email or a message and I'll give you particular paragraphs from the book that you have to study by yourself. Right? So next question about quizzes. Quizzes also will be uploaded weekly, also on Monday, right after the lectures. And they will upload it on eClass and Telegram channel. Okay? And each week you can get maximum 10 points for your quiz. And in the end, we will calculate the average. So remember that for quizzes you can get maximum 10 points. For all quizzes, this will be the average of your all quizzes from every week. Okay? The important thing that your quizzes must be handwritten. So you must write your solution. You must take a paper, write your name, your ID, your solution, and then maybe take a picture of this paper or maybe scan this paper and upload to on eClass. Okay? But please be sure that your quizzes, your solution is readable. Alright? So I can read it and I can grade it. And again, let me remind you that quizzes determine your attendance. So each week you upload the quizzes on eClass. You must upload something. If you solve only one question or if you even didn't answer any questions, you have to upload something on eClass to get the attendance for this week. Alright? Okay, let's move on. Homework. So what is your homework? So after you watch the video lecture, you took a quiz. In quiz you will get mostly some simple questions about definitions, notations, ideas. But these questions are not so hard as you get questions on midterm and final exam. And after quizzes, after you solved quizzes, you have to solve your homework. And your homework again will be given to you every week on Monday. And the homework will be taken from a book. However, you don't have to submit your homework. You don't have to write your solution and submit it. No. You'll be given only number of questions. You solve it by yourself. You will be given questions with answers at the end of the book. You compare the answers and see if it's correct or not. If it's not correct, then we can discuss these questions in Telegram group or in Zoom meeting later. Okay, but you don't have to write it beautifully and send to me. No, don't do this. There are no points for homework. Okay? And in homework you'll get questions which will be approximately the same questions as you will get on your exams. So please try to do your homework. Try to do all questions. Maybe some questions will be easy for you, or you look at the question and see that this is easy, I'm not going to solve it. This is fine. Try to solve the questions which you are not able to solve or which seems difficult to you. Okay? So this is about your homework. Okay, about the online tutorials. So online tutorials is, they're called now real-time interaction session. We will organize once a week. We will try to do this at least. And probably we'll try to organize it on Sunday. I'll announce the time and day in Telegram channel later. And there we will discuss the questions from quizzes and homework. It's not mandatory to attend this Zoom meeting. I know that many of you have problems with the internet, so it's not mandatory. So you have two options to ask your questions. This can be a Zoom meeting, or this can be a Telegram group, okay, or just personal messages to me, all right? And in this Zoom meeting, this is good if I have your questions before this Zoom meeting, so I can, so on this Zoom meeting, I can solve these questions, okay? And also before, 2 weeks before the exams, I'll give you preparation material for the exams. So you'll be given the exams from previous years. You can solve them, try and see how good you are. And also we'll discuss these questions on this Zoom meeting, right? Okay, so this is all about the material. Let's now talk about the book that we will follow. The name of the book is here, Discrete Mathematics and Its Applications. This is 7th edition, and it's written by Kenneth Rosen. And you can find already this book in the channel at the very beginning. The very first message in this channel, this is this book in PDF. And we will not cover everything in this book. We will only cover some fundamental things. And here you can see the chapters, chapter 1, 2, 3, and 4, which we must cover before the midterm. So these 4 chapters before the midterm. And again, we will not follow everything. I just take some paragraphs which I think are the more important paragraphs. And you see that the subjects are very different. So there is logic. First chapter, set theory, completely different subject, algorithms, number theory, cryptography. So all of them are really different, and in each subject you will meet new definitions, new notations, and we are not going to repeat them. So therefore you have to start to learn things from the very beginning, from the very first week. The first week we will cover logic, for example, and the second week we'll come back, we will study set theory and so on. So we move on quite quickly. Okay, and I'm not going to come back to logic, for example, at the end. Okay. The same for chapters after the midterm. So this is induction and recursion. This is chapter 5, counting. Chapter 6, relations. Quite difficult subject. Chapter 9, graphs and trees. Again, these are all different subjects. These are from all, each time you'll get new notions, new definitions, which you have to remember by the exam, okay? So it's really hard to, to prepare all these things 1 week before the exam. It's almost impossible. So therefore, try to study week by week. All right, do not miss anything. So these 5 chapters we must cover before the final exam. Let's now talk a little bit about the subject itself. So in fact, in English there are 2 words which pronounce the same way, discrete. Discrete, this is our discrete mathematics. And there is one more, discrete, in English. So our discrete mathematics, from Latin this is discretus, and this means separate. So discrete stays true in its Latin origins and meaning individually separate and distinct. So for example, this issue is discrete from the others. And another word, discrete, which has the same pronunciation but different meaning. This means careful or circumspect. So for example, here A lot of their work is carried out in a new discrete and confidential manner. So in mathematics, in physics, and in computer science, this discrete, which we use in discrete mathematics, means not continuous. So in school you kind of have some feeling that we study only continuous functions, we study only, for example, real line is continuous line, right? But we now study discrete things. And why we study the discrete things? Because in fact we come closer to a real world in this discrete mathematics. Because in real world everything is discrete. If you measure something, you cannot measure this continuously. You can measure this only in discrete ways, so in some points. So we can construct maybe a table of measures. This is discrete measures. So therefore, we will study mathematics, which is kind of closer to real life. So this is in fact mathematics between your mathematics in school and computer science. Okay, so we kind of make a bridge between these two things. And in fact, the definition of discrete, this is something which is finite or countable. Countable means that we can count things, maybe until infinity, but we still can count, we can separate them. For example, natural numbers we can separate from each other. But real numbers we cannot separate, right? If we take a real number, there are always something near this real number, okay? So this is about discrete, this word discrete. Okay, and what we study in discrete mathematics. So as I said, discrete mathematics, this is kind of a bridge to computer science, computer systems. And why do we need this discrete mathematics? It kind of a fundamental things for what? For modeling computing structures, for designing programs and algorithms, for reasoning about programs and algorithms, and for solving real-world problems using computers. So you see kind of really a bridge between mathematics and computers. And what we will learn in discrete mathematics, the first thing, we will try to think logically. So we will study formal logic, some symbolic, some notations. We will also study logic in programming and logic in circuits. We will study how to think relationally. Okay, so we will study sets. This is relations between something, functions, also relations, partial ordering, and graphs. Also recursive thinking, we will study recurrence relations, proofs by induction, which is very important, recursive data structures, recursive algorithms. Quantitative thinking, we will study counting, combinatorics, permutations, arrangements. These all are in counting, okay? Also analytical thinking, which is really important, how to write programs which are correct programs, how to write algorithms which are efficient algorithms. Also applied thinking, how we can make this bridge between mathematical tools and real life problems. All right, so this is all in discrete mathematics. And our next video will be about propositional logic. So we start our adventure.